Air, Courting a Legend, hits theaters April 5th. This is the Michael Jordan Air Jordan shoe movie. This is also the film that reunites Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. Ben Affleck directs the film and stars as Phil Knight. Matt Damon stars as Sonny Vaccaro, the guy who's supposed to figure out a way to make Nike's basketball shoe division into a big seller. We also have Chris Tucker, Jason Bateman, and Viola Davis as Michael Jordan's mom. Shawn Jackson from Lost in the Reel joins me to talk about the film, and he has some really interesting observations about this film, including that this is a biopic about an inanimate object. This is a biopic about a product. Air, Courting a Legend. This is Matt Damon and Ben Affleck together. It's Ben Affleck as a director again. This is Jason Bateman is also in this film. It's basically the origin story for Air Jordan shoes. Matt Damon's character plays a real life guy who's actually on the radio here in Las Vegas, and I live in Las Vegas. And so I've heard the name before, the Sonny Vaccaro. I've heard it all the time, and when I saw this trailer, I was like, why is that name familiar? It's like, oh, it's the guy from the radio. So this is playing real life people. Ben Affleck is playing Phil Knight, the founder of Nike, and this is them coming up with Michael Jordan. I don't know if it's a biopic about shoes, but somehow this is a biopic about the birth of one of the most popular shoe lines in history and its attachment to Michael Jordan. So it's a period piece. It's a biopic about shoes. It's courting a legend in terms of both, the shoes in the sneakerhead community and Michael Jordan. Obviously, it's got an amazing cast. Jason Bateman's in this film. Viola Davis is in this film. So there is the risk of being too 80s, and that's why it's not higher on my list. But Air, Courting a Legend, or Air.
Yeah, I don't know why there's nothing that excites me about this movie. I almost think I'm already oversaturated with all of these, like the beginning of the brand movies. And I feel like there's one coming out every week this year. There's like Tetris and Blackberry and Air Jordans. And it's like, okay, so is that what the theme of this year is? The only thing that's definitely interesting me is that cast is amazing.
and, you're right. Like we have so many biopics now that we have biopics about things that are not alive, about concepts
products.
or shoes or Tetris. Yeah, you're right. Like we have a biopic about the game Tetris, but somehow it actually kind of looks good.
I know the Tetris movie does look quite interesting.
And I will fully admit that my interest in this film is I had a pair of Air Jordans, like not the first pair from 1984, but like I had one pair like somewhere, like I saved up when I was in high school and bought a pair, and it was a really nice pair of shoes, but it fell apart really quick. So I love the cast in this film, and I like the subject matter, but it also has that feel where it's possible that this could be a movie that should be the movie within a movie. The kind of thing where when I'm watching the trailer, it feels very by the numbers. And I'm not so cynical that I don't like trailers done by the numbers, but it worries me a little bit that, like, well, cue the 80s music. Like da 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 da, like cue the right song, cue the whatever, and then title card, and then the character.
Cue the nostalgia.
Yeah, and then what's the name? Air Jordan. All right, it has that feel like, oh God, it could be a bust, and I hope it's not. But even the Last Duel that brought back Matt Damon and Ben Affleck was at least worth watching. So,
absolutely.
In that duo, I trust they're not going to put out a clunker. So I hope, fingers crossed. But Air should be, theoretically it should be higher on this list. But just watching that trailer, there's something that I'm like, this could be a clunker. I hope it's not, but I still want to see it. So